perfectly okay also. So thank you for coming today to the kinesiology webinar. We're going to tell you a little bit about our programs. We would like to know what programs you're interested in. So Danica and Madison, if you can, and if it's easy, put in the chat what programs you're interested in, and that way we'll make sure we focus mainly on those programs. While we're waiting for you to do that, we'll all introduce ourselves. I'm Lainey Dornier, and I am the program director for kinesiology. Craig?
Hey there, I'm Craig Flanagan, professor of practice and associate program director in kinesiology, and I'll speak to you about some of the undergraduate programs.
Hey everyone, my name's Dan Ray, and I'm the senior academic advisor for the kinesiology program, whether at the undergraduate level and at the graduate level as well.
Great. And it looks like that Danica's interested in the graduate certificate in sports medicine, and Madison's interested in the sports studies. So we'll just spend more time talking about those programs, but we're still going to briefly tell you about all of our programs. So just to put it into perspective, if you're not familiar with Tulane and how it's organized, Tulane School of Professional Advancement that kinesiology is in is one of 10 schools that make up Tulane University. So you can see all the others: Newcomb Tulane, architecture, business, liberal arts, law, medicine, public health, science and engineering, and social work. So that's how it fits into the big pie. This is some pictures of our campus. Our campus is located in uptown New Orleans. We do have another campus that's in the downtown area that has the School of Social Work and the School of Medicine. But these are some pictures from our campus. That's actually our building, Richardson Building, where SOPA is located. And then that beautiful painting of Where You Belong is actually our offices. And in those offices, we have space for students. So if you are on campus, or if you're in New Orleans and you need a place to come hang out, meet with faculty, meet with your colleagues, we have private rooms in there that students can use for studying or meeting with whomever they need to meet with. And then we have these kind of larger areas where we have meetings and receptions and where students can kind of hang out between classes if needed. So it's a very cool space. If you're uptown, please come visit us. So we're going to tell you a little bit about SOPA, about the learning experience, a little bit about our program and faculty. Dan's going to talk to you about student support, and he'll also talk to you about affordability and flexibility. So we want to provide a really good information so you can make a wise decision about coming to Tulane. That's actually a picture of our student group in there. We do have an undergraduate, graduate student kinesiology group, and we meet about once a month, have guest speakers, and students get to interact and talk with each other. It's great. We have, which what you'll hear about, but we have a very diverse faculty in several different ways, and our faculty will talk about a little bit later, but a lot of our faculty are adjuncts. And in fact, the 4 faculty that you see here are all adjunct faculty. So they have full-time jobs doing something, and then they teach for our program in the areas of their specialization. And so we have Ted Vicky, who's the president of Fitwell. Ted actually also worked at the White House through 2 presidencies in their fitness room and ran their fitness center. Irina Terashenko is a national champion pickleball player. Look her up. It's pretty amazing, all the fun stuff that she does. And they call her the GOAT of pickleball. So we're really happy to have her on our faculty. We have Mary Parrish, who's a licensed professional counselor, and she owns NOLA Mindful Counseling here in New Orleans, and she teaches our mental health class. And then we also have Cornell Sneed, who used to be at Tulane, and now he is at Benedict College. His specialty is sport management, and he teaches some undergraduate and graduate courses with us in the area of kinesiology and sport management. But this is just to show you the broad field. I mean, we have several of them. We have about 18 adjunct faculty. And I think one of the nice things is that you get to have faculty who are actually working in the field that they're teaching you about. I think that's unique for Tulane and something that really adds depth and information. You get to talk to people who are out in the field, not just working in academic surroundings. Next. So the kinesiology program, kinesiology is the umbrella term for lots of areas. Kinesiology is the study of human movement, And here at Tulane, we have kinesiology. So we study kinesiology both in exercise undergraduate, which we'll talk about, exercise science, health, and wellness. And we also look at it from a sports perspective. So the study of human movement can come from a health perspective or a sports perspective, and we kind of cover both of it. We have courses in a variety of areas: sport, nutrition, fitness, weight control, stress management, community health, prevention and control diseases, along with several others. So if you're interested in these areas, we probably have a course that's going to be of interest to you, and we'll talk to you about our certifications and courses in a minute. So we have 2 bachelor's degrees. I'll talk to you about one, and Craig will talk to you about the other. Our first one is a Bachelor of Arts in Health and Wellness. This is 100. I know y'all aren't in this, but you can kind of read about it if it's something you're interested in or you want to talk to people. But we do, the health and wellness is kind of gives people a general overall view of health and wellness. I'll let Craig tell you quickly about exercise science. Even though we know y'all aren't interested in it, at least you'll know about our program.
Yeah, this is one of our undergraduate programs. Takes more of a scientific approach to it and looking at exercise as a stimulus. How does it affect the body? And how can we measure the body that is performing physical movement? And oftentimes students are leaving and going into various graduate type programs, although they don't need to, because there are a handful of career options, which you can read down there as well. So that is the exercise science major.
Thanks, Craig. All right, I'll tell you a little bit about our masters. We have which both of you are interested in, both whether the degree or the certificate program. We have a Master of Science in Sports Studies. For the full master's degree, it's a total of 12 classes, 11 online classes plus an internship. The internship, it's still online, but you do it in person. It doesn't have to be done in New Orleans. Students can do it wherever they are. And so there are a variety of careers that are available through the sports studies degree. Some of them are listed here, and certainly there are lots of other professional programs that our students end up going into. This degree is in collaboration with Tulane's Center for Sport. So what we do, our program is kind of unique also in that our Master in Sports Studies has stackable certificates. And we have 4 certificate programs: sport administration, sport security, sport coaching, and sport medicine. We'll go to the next slide that'll tell you a little bit more about these. And so the certificate is a stackable certificate program, which means that students can come just to get a certificate. So you may be interested in sports medicine, but after you finish that certificate in sports medicine, if you're like, oh, I'm really enjoying this, I want to get another certificate and maybe get the master's degree, you can continue on your education. So each certificate program is 4 classes. And so if you take 2 certificate programs, which is 8 classes, plus the required core classes, you end up having the 11 classes that are required for the master's degree. And so you could do it either way, or you could take 8 classes across all certificate programs. If you don't want any particular certificate, but you kind of want a generic sports background, you could pick and choose classes across all of the certificate programs and to finish the 11 classes or the 33-hour master's degree program. We're really proud of our online. Our master's degree program is completely online. All the certificates, all the classes are completely online classes, but we're really proud that our online classes are very interactive. Every single class that is an online class at SOPA Tulane goes through an online development workshop. I've done it, Craig's done it. It's pretty intensive, and we spend a lot of time. And so the subject matter expert works with an online development team and one of the program directors, it's Craig right now, and they work as a team to put together a class to make sure it's interactive, it has content, and so you're not just sitting in front of a computer and completing assignments. You're going to interact with other students in your program, you're going to interact with the faculty member, and it is, so you could do the modules each week, but you can't just sit down at a computer, at midnight to 4 a.m. and finish an online class. Ours are really meant to be engaging and interactive so that you have like situational topics that you have to act out with your colleagues in class. So I think they're really fun classes. I think we've done a really good job of making these classes interactive and fun, as well as educational. I'll pass this on to Dan.
All righty, yeah, so we have a lot of student support and success options here at the school, whether you're remote or local. Each student will have their own academic advisor. If you're using financial aid, you'll have your own separate financial aid advisor as well. As Lainey mentioned earlier, we have expert faculty with a lot of industry experience, directly in the fields they teach. We also have a great alumni network and other networks, the Kinesiology Club being one of them. Within this program, for example, some of our other programs, they all have the same kind of unique networking opportunities and things like that. We do a lot of like we have a federal career fair coming up, so we're always in with a lot of networking opportunities and things like that. And in addition to all those things, we also have a career advisor. So if you're needing some work with a resume or trying to figure out what to do, or you want to do a mock interview. So we have our career advisor, Susan De La Houssaye. She works with all our students on that and has a lot of great resources. There's like a career services link on our website that has all kinds of information that she shares. You can join her LinkedIn group and just a lot of support for our students for while they're still in school and when they get towards the end of their program and they're like, okay, now I need to start looking for jobs and all this stuff. So she's a great asset at the school to have and that students I encourage to all utilize. Next slide. And let's talk transfer credits here. This is more for undergraduate, but for undergrad, we can transfer in up to 60 credits. I know you guys are all looking at graduate programs. So in the grad program for the degree itself, for the sports studies master's, or we can award up to 9 credits total, basically. Dr. Dornier would have to review the syllabus to see if any courses were applicable to the program that you're applying to. Excuse me. So that's transfer credits. Also, we have another way to cut costs depending on your background and experience. We have a credit for prior learning program, which allows graduate students to earn up to 6 credits. So if you are coming into the program and you feel a lot of work or life experience and you think that could translate into college credit and possibly count, towards one of the requirements for your degree, then we have this prior learning program where you take a class where you learn how to put together a portfolio of that experience. It then gets evaluated and reviewed for credit. And then if it goes through this approval process and gets approved and you can then get credit for that particular course towards your degree, then you would just pay a fraction of the tuition cost for it in order to get that awarded to you. And at the graduate level, you can do up to 2 classes for 6 credits that way. Next slide, please. Affordability, for some information there about tuition discounts and stuff. So graduate tuition's $12.10 per credit hour for the summer. Each class is 3 credits in the program. Financial aid is available to graduate students as well. You would have to refer to the financial aid website, submit the FAFSA and all that stuff, get you a financial aid advisor assigned to you to get into all those specifics and whatnot. But there are some scholarships for early enrollment for graduate students. So if they enroll by a certain date, then you'll get a one-time discount on your classes. The PTK, that's all undergraduate, transfer students, all undergraduate stuff. The work-life experience that I mentioned with the credit for prior learning, up to 6 credits, which significantly reduces tuition if you have any experience in the degree you're pursuing. And then depending on your background, we have a 20% tuition discount. So for active duty military and veterans, if you did your undergrad or another degree at Tulane, then you'll be considered alumni of Tulane, minority serving institutions and HBCUs. And then there are also active and retired public safety firefighters, EMS, and so on. And if you're a teacher or a New Orleans area public employee, or if you're over 60, then any of those will qualify you for a 20% discount as well. Next slide. All right, so yeah, the application process, apply now. Pretty much go to the link there, sopa.tulane.edu/apply, submit an application. There is an application fee, but for attending the webinar, that fee will be waived. If it doesn't get waived right away, it may just take a day or two, but they will eventually waive that fee for you. You'll be on the list of having attended this webinar. Basically, you got to upload your ID. You can upload the transcripts you have on file, but you have to have official transcripts sent directly from institution to institution, whether that's done electronically or by mail, in order to be considered official, in order to be granted full admission and being able to register for any courses in the program. If you have unofficial transcripts, you can be admitted conditionally, which means you're admitted, but you can't register until your final official transcripts are in. So if you're still completing your undergraduate degree, or you're waiting on some classes to be completed, then that final official transcript will be needed before you can register. You can't register with unofficial transcripts, just FYI on that. Yeah, next slide. And yeah, just back to the early enrollment scholarship and the deadlines. So if you're coming in for the summer and you get admitted and you register by April 25th, then you'll get the $500 graduate student tuition discount. Same thing goes for the fall. If you're coming in for the fall and you register by June 1st, the same thing applies. Summer registration here is already open. The deadline to apply for the summer semester is May 1st. Fall registration starts this week for graduate students, but the semester won't start until August. But however, just to let y'all know, that's all open and available now too. Next slide. And I believe, yeah, that about covers everything. I'll pass it back off to Dr. Dornier. And if y'all have questions, just let us know.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Craig. Yeah, so if y'all have questions, you can put them in the chat. I wanted to throw in there because, Danica, I know you're interested in the sports medicine. We do have 4 certificate programs within this, because of the sports medicine, I don't think was listening to that. And the sports medicine is actually a certificate program that is part of our master's degree, and it's actually taught through the medical school. So the courses are medical school, from the medical school courses for our program. So it's a great program, great classes, you know, great. We have great instructors on all of those classes. And if y'all have any questions, put them in the chat. We're happy to answer those questions. Just know that when we have students, when you join Tulane SOPA Kinesiology, our goal is that you're going to graduate from this program. So from the first day we meet you till you walk across the stage to get that diploma, we're here for you. We have lots of staff. I'm always available. Craig's available. Dan's available. And we have other staff that are here to help students. So if you do get enrolled into Tulane and make a decision to come here, please reach out to us if you have any questions, if you need any help, if you're having trouble in any of your classes. We want to know. We want to make your experience as positive and as educational as possible. We're happy to have y'all. Thanks for coming today. And if we don't have any chats, any other information, you're quite welcome, Madison. And again, you know, there's my phone number's there, my email's there. If we get off the Zoom today and you think, oh, I wish I would have asked this, then shoot me an email and I'm happy to answer that. You're quite welcome, Danica, also. And everybody have a great day. Thank y'all.